Hello, warfighters. War is hell. Welcome to the first episode of the first alternate history series we're going to be doing, where we're going to take a look at what would happen if there was a second Falklands War. So if you haven't checked out the introduction, I recommend that you do so you get a rundown on what kind of happens leading up to this. Now, as we're about ready to reach our target, let's go into the briefing. So here are the Falkland Islands, and as of right now, they're currently held by the British, but Argentina also claims them. Now, the British have a substantial military force on the islands, about 2.5 civilians for every 1 British military personnel. So our objective is to capture and to hold the Stanley airport, which is the largest civilian airport on the islands. Now, if we can hold the airport, we'll be able to get a substantial amount of reinforcements and supplies, which will allow for a prolonged assault on the British, with the end goal of hopefully kicking them off the islands. So here is an image that we got from a reconnaissance aircraft of the Stanley airport. Now, we're going to be coming in under the guise of a civilian research group. Up here in the north, though, we're going to find the civilian portion of the airfield, which holds the police, customs agents, and also air traffic control. Over here, though, is where the British Army is usually stationed, and as you can see, there's an APC, a helicopter, which means there are some British Army forces in the airfield here. So we're going to be coming in from the east. We're going to make 2 passes. The first one, we're going to say to the air traffic controller, we weren't able to land due to wind, but the second time we come around, once we get out, we're going to take a look at these 2 locations on the airfield and take out any threats that we may come across, and then we'll start to set up a defensive perimeter as we expect the British to attack from the south. Surely there's some military patrols that are going to be in the area, but there also might be some enemy coming from the east, as the city of Stanley, the largest city on the islands, is not too far away. Police may respond to a call of gunfire at this airfield as well, so we're going to have to watch out for them too. But here we go with the first pass over the airfield. I'm looking out the window here to see what type of intelligence I can gather from here. Just looking down, there's the hangars, and it looks like there's some infantry in there. There's the helicopter, and here's the civilian portion. It looks like there's a police car with a couple police officers outside. So we've got 2 squads here in this aircraft, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, we've gone ahead and the pilot has made the call to air traffic control, saying that we weren't able to land due to intense wind. We're going to come around for another pass. Now, there is a lot that is riding on this mission. One of the reasons why Argentina is attacking the Falkland Islands so close to Christmas is because, one, they expect to find the British in a more relaxed state so close to the holiday, and not thinking that Argentina would pull something so close to Christmas. But also, there would be such a tremendous symbolic victory if the Falkland Islands were returned to Argentina around this time. It would be a tremendous moral victory to the government, to the military, and also to the civilians if Argentina's Christmas gift was the Islas Malvinas. Now, as the pilot makes the landing here, he's going to make a quick stop and start to make a turn, and everybody in the back is starting to stack up on the doors, and everybody's getting very nervous because this is going to be, for many of them, their first taste of combat. And so we're going to make a quick stop here, turn off the engines, and we're going to start getting out. Now, here I go, and I'm going to get behind the plane here and kind of use it as cover and see what I can find. Now, there's the police officers, but I see somebody on top of the air traffic control tower. So I've got my FNFAL on him and just kind of keeping my crosshairs on him too in case he starts to spot us and open fire. From a silhouette, he looks like a British soldier, and there we go. There are the first shots of the Second Falklands War. So with that, we take him down. Cops have already taken cover. Now we're opening fire on them. And I start to see fires coming from the hangars here too. So it looks like the British are there. There's a couple who've gone down already. There's another one. Now, we don't want to end up damaging the aircraft too much here because we want to get him out of here as quickly as possible. We don't want anybody to know exactly how we got in. So I ended up getting wounded. I'm going to patch myself up. And now we're going to start to establish a defensive perimeter around here too. The first thing that we got to do is make sure that this airfield is secure, which means we're going to have to go to the civilian portion, check out what's going on in there, see if there is anybody else. And the same thing with the British Army portion and some of those hangars. We'll have to make sure that they're clear. But I can see, just a lot of bodies on the ground right now. There's a very good chance that we did take them all out. So I'm going to keep everybody just a little bit behind me, just kind of watching out. That was, a short firefight, but it was long enough to probably cause a stir. Some people had to have heard that. Okay, so this is the police station and also where customs is housed too. Oh, it looks like there's a couple police officers on the ground just sitting there hiding. I have to figure out the best way to take them out. Try and throw a grenade in through the window. That was a pretty good throw that went right off the wall. Oh, they both survived that. All right, let's go with another one. Another good shot. Seriously. Okay, I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm thinking there's probably a glitch or something. I don't know. Let's try a third one. It's not as close. Still nothing. Okay. So I've taken one of them out. Oh. Maybe try it one more time. Dang it, that's not going to work. All right, I'm going to go to this other one here, which should give me a better shot at him. He's kind of facing that direction, so we'll go back to this first window that I was at. All right, we've taken him out. Now, for the most part, Argentina has a somewhat modern army. They have purchased a lot of equipment in the past from the United States, but as part of the military buildup here that Argentina's been facing too, they've got some Russian weaponry as well. Now, off in the distance here, I see this vehicle, and you can see it says police on it too. Oh, they're already starting to move in now. Man, it's a good thing I was running back in that direction. I wouldn't want them to come surprise me. Now, they have to know what's going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a quick British response from this here too. Now we're going to sit here. We're going to wait patiently, though, to see exactly what the police are up to. Now, since Argentina, for so many years, has laid claim to the Falkland Islands, they expect to some degree that the civilian population will end up supporting this invasion. Not a large proportion, because one of the things that surprised Argentina during the first Falklands War was how much the Falkland Islands was not like Argentina at all. Everybody drove on a different side of the road. Everybody spoke a different language. And so this time, they're not expecting such a friendly welcome here as we're seeing right now. Now, the airplane's finally taking off and getting out of here. Just in time, too. We're all sitting here waiting to see what the police are going to do. Even though they are police, we want to restrict the amount of casualties to the local population as much as possible. And so we're not going to fire unless we feel like we're being threatened. Now, the type of moves that they're making indicates it's some type of plan. I mean, they've got their weapons drawn. I think we may just have to open fire on them. Oh, there he is. All right, 2 of them are down. Got a couple more that are over here too. One of my grenadiers is launching some 40mm grenades off in that direction. And I'm trying to take out the cars to make sure that they don't move. And it looks like we've stopped them cold. Seeing no movement or anything like that, we're going to go take a look at the damage that we've done and see if there's anything that we can learn about the police's response or anything about the island that could be helpful as we're sitting here waiting for the rest of the brigade to come in. So we're going to get up and move. We're going to have to switch, though, to night vision goggles here pretty soon. With it being close to the sun going down and also the overcast and the obvious rain that's in the sky, it does make things a little bit darker. If there are going to be British military personnel kind of around this area, they're going to likely be wearing camouflage. It's going to be difficult for us to see them. So I got to give myself every advantage possible. Now the plane's heading back. There it goes, shaking its wings as a final wave and a good luck to us as it heads back towards the mainland. Now since they came from that direction, the police did, along that road, this is where I figure we're going to see an enemy response from. Looks like everybody's been killed over here. There's a couple police officers in that car. Chances are the 40 Mike was what took that one out. I'm not going to worry about anybody else. We're going to get back here. So we've been waiting a little bit more, and then I start to see this movement on the horizon. I get out my binoculars, and you can see they're definitely armed. It's tough to be able to see who it is. Now, there was going to be a landing on the island pretty close to Port Stanley, too, by some Argentine special forces. But they weren't supposed to be this close to the airfield. I mean, they were supposed to be relatively close to provide support if needed, or if we weren't able to succeed in our mission, but they shouldn't be this close. So I'm starting to think that they are British. I'm keeping everybody just right where they are right now. Now I'm bringing them with me here, so we can kind of get a formation together to be able to counter this threat if this is indeed the British. Now, attacking this late at night, yep, that's definitely British, is something that is very different from the first Falklands War. In the first Falklands War, the British had the advantage of night vision, and so most of their engagements took place at night where they would have the advantage. But as you can see, that's not an advantage that they have this time, as we're both on equal par when it comes to night vision. So they're going to end up moving behind those hangars, which is going to give me a good opportunity to kind of get some things set up and kind of plan my attack. So I'm going to lay down to just try and reduce the chance that they're going to see me here laying on the runway. And then once they come out by those set of trees, as you can see, we're all in a line. We're going to pop up and we're going to open fire on them. Hopefully just a huge volley of fire is going to take out a good chunk of them, and then the rest will just be able to take out due to our superior numbers. Yep, and then my team's starting to call them out as enemy too. You can see they're going along the fence. I think they're trying to find a way to get in. They're not being too sneaky about it. All right, here we go. We're going to open fire now on them and get everybody up. All right, they're not going to expect this. Dang it, I got to reload. Oh, wow, we did take a lot of them out there pretty quick. There's some smoke over there, too, so maybe there is still somebody over in that location. Now, one of my guys got injured in that engagement, so I have to make sure that he gets patched up. But together, we're going to move on this enemy position. Oh, we've got another one that's injured, too. Make sure my team's all right. But after checking out the enemy, they are all dead, and We finally make the call in, and we start to see our cargo aircraft coming in with supplies and reinforcements too. Now there is also another airfield which is on the island, so it's imperative that we kind of move quickly here to get everything on the island, because the British have got some fighter aircraft that could take out these cargo planes pretty easily. Now, I don't get what that plane's doing, but obviously you could see that they're dropping in other members here of the 4th Parachute Brigade. And so it looks like we've been able to successfully complete our mission. Now, some more time has gone by, and this is one of the most important aircraft that we're going to have coming in, because we're going to have some vehicles on this aircraft as well that we'll be able to use for the next mission, where we're going to go ahead and take Port Stanley. Now again, Stanley is the largest population center on the island. I mean, you've got just a high percentage of the civilian population in that one city alone. And so by taking it, we'll have control of the government of the island and, huge other aspects of it as well. So it's imperative that we succeed in that mission as well. So that is going to be it here for episode 1 of what would happen in the Second Falklands War. So make sure you guys subscribe if you have liked what you have seen. There's, of course, far more of this to come later on. So we're going to have the whole story play out and everything. Do not forget, guys, war is hell, but you don't have to worry, because I've got your 6.